Let's go, guys. What up, everybody? Happy Monday, happy Monday. Welcome to the Bold Effect, guys. Welcome to the Bold Effects. I'm having a guest today, randomly. His name is Solomon, my boy Solomon. I just helped him close his first creative deal ever. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the deal, give some newbie tips, and answer a lot of questions that I get in my DMs from newbies about creative finance and all that fun stuff. We're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna talk about we don't give if you have any questions, if you're on live in IG, drop it. I'm gonna answer the questions. If you're live on Facebook as well, just put it in the chat, and I'd be happy to answer your questions as well. Let's see if I can bring Mr. Solomon in here. What up, everybody? I see you, Melvin. See you guys on IG. Was good. What's up, Sheikh? What's going on? Bro, you owe me some African outfits. I'm going to send it to you. I keep getting too busy. My guy, Sheikh, is asking me. All right, guys, I think my guest got lost. He's not here. Mr. Solomon, I don't know if he knows how to click the link and hop on here. Let's see. Viewers, looks like I'm live on Facebook. What up, Leo? What's good, my guy? Good to see you, bro. Leo, the man, the myth, the legend. The legend, guys. If you don't know who Leo is, definitely connect with him. He's the man. He is the man. Okay, guys, where is my guests? Guys, you're gonna laugh about this. So this is my first time using StreamYard. I was streaming with another tool, and so hopefully I don't create a lot of chaos. I am waiting for my guests. I don't know where he is. Let's see. Yo, Leo, what market are you in, bro? What market are you in? I know you killing it out there. It is, bro. It is, but we're not gonna overthink it because, as you know, imperfect action is the ultimate action, right? So we're gonna figure this out. Love you more, bro. Exit solo layout mute. Where is someone? Guys, I'm not going crazy. I'm looking for my guest. I'm supposed to have a guest in here. He's not in here. Let's see if I get him. Guys, let me see. Hopefully this doesn't end the chat. Got it. There you go. I think I sent him the wrong link, guys. Oh, in Texas, bro? Bro, I gotta squad up with you, man. I get leads later. I get leads in Texas, but I gotta squad up with you, man. You gotta send me your buying criteria so I can bug you about Texas, bro. Let's do some deals, man. Okay. Bro, Texas, definitely. I'll be hitting you up for Texas. I'm doing some things in Texas. I do get leads out there, but did not know. For some reason I taught you in Florida, bro. I don't know why. I have no clue why. So guys, welcome. We're just gonna have a live stream. Like I said, I'm having here my guy. His name is Solomon. He's an actual virtual wholesaler in Baltimore. He lives in, I think, Miami, Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And he's marketing over here. He got a lead. It was a dead lead. Cash couldn't work. He reached out to me, hopped on the three-way, closed the seller. A lot of hurdles on the deal, but we ended up making it happen, and he just got paid today. As far as me, I'm keeping, there was no meat on the bone, and I honestly, I'm a buy and hold investor mostly, not a wholesaler. So I'm keeping the deal for cash flow. Mr. Solomon, I see you on IG, brother. I sent you a new link. Hop on the new link from your email. Everybody's waiting for you, bro. Let's go. Hey, what's up, Matt? What's happening, bro? Bro, what market are you in, Matt? Mr. Solomon, click on that link, bro. Yo, Solomon. Come on, bro. Guys, this is great. I think my guest is not finding the link to get on here. What's up, Mariama? My little sister is hanging with me. I love that. Hey, what's up, Aaron? What's up, bro? Yo, guys, I might have to change a guest, man. My guest is not getting on here. He probably is struggling to click on the link. He probably have an Android, guys. Who has an Android? Like, if you want to do business with me, if you have an Android, I'm not doing deals with you. I can't send you vocals. Get yourself an iPhone, please, man. Get yourself an iPhone. I'm always on the move. Like, sometimes I have people reach out and they need help, and you're driving, you go into appointments, and you can't send no vocals. Like, come on, guys, get yourself an iPhone, man. Get rid of those Androids. Just saying. So he probably have an Android. That's why he can't get on here. I sent him the link like 100 times. Come on, Solomon. iPhones only, right? Dude, you want to make money with Mamadou, iPhones only. I'm just teasing, guys. I used to have an Android when I first started, and people used to tease me about it all the time. I would go to meetups, I would pull it out. I would be the only person with a freaking Android taking people's numbers in an Android. Like, shit, I'm tired of being teased. All right, he just texted me. Something is not working out. David, that's why we haven't done a deal yet, because you have an Android, bro. If you're struggling with the sellers on the phone and your phone is always crashing and they're like, I can't hear you, I'm tired, I'm just hanging up. You got an Android. You gotta stop. Holy moly, guys. Solomon, bro,
Hey, brother, how you doing?
bro, you on that African time, man. 10
No,
minutes.
man, I apologize, bro. I do apologize. I didn't get.
Guys, Solomon is from, I think, Nigeria, right?
Yeah, from Nigeria.
Bro, you on Nigerian time, bro. That's serious, man. Guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here with Solomon. My guy's in Miami, Florida, right?
Correct.
Miami, Florida, guys, and he's virtually wholesaling. Is it only in Baltimore, or are you wholesaling in other states as well?
I was selling in Baltimore and in Maryland and Florida.
Maryland and Florida.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Nice, dude. Dude, when are we doing? When are we getting an Airbnb in Florida? You playing?
Hey,
Bro,
I'm
you
working.
have an Android. You have an Android. Is that why you were struggling getting in here?
No, I mean I think my Wi-Fi. I wasn't able to get the link through my message, so I'm a
Guys,
player.
he's blaming his Wi-Fi, but I really
Blaming
think
on
the
the
issue
Wi-Fi.
is he's on Android. And also your lighting, bro. We can't see you, bro.
You can?
Now I can. Now I can. All right, bro. Let's get into it. So, welcome, welcome, guys. Again, I was waiting for Mr. Solomon. Just helped him close his first creative deal, right?
Yeah, face creative deal.
First creative deal, but you already closed wholesale deals before, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. So, guys, welcome. This is the Bold Effect with Mamadou Diallo, aka the Cash Flow Diallo. Okay, guys, that's my nickname, Cash Flow Diallo. Daryl, I see you, my guy. So if you meet me somewhere, if you want my attention, Cash Flow Diallo is the name. Okay. Just kidding, guys. So we're here with Solomon, guys. He was working on a lead in Baltimore, and it just so happened that a cash couldn't work, and he approached me up. He approached me about it. I hopped on the phone with the seller. The seller had, I think it was owner occupied, but she already left the property, and a family member was occupying the property, right, Solomon?
That's correct.
Got it. And so we're gonna deep dive into that deal, how we got it, what list it came from. I'm gonna tell you right now, Solomon, the number one question that I get in my DMs
Hmm.
if you close a deal is what lists did that deal came from? Because people are looking for that magic button. People are looking for that, magic lists
Hmm.
that they don't have to do the work. They just call and they get a deal, right?
Yeah.
So, guys, I will tell you right now, the magic lists is whatever lists you're going to consistently call. Okay, that's the only magic list out there. All this other stuff is, hope is whatever, however you call it. So, Mr. Solomon, introduce yourself. Tell people who you are, where you based, how long you've been doing wholesaling, all that fun stuff. And I'm gonna try to add your Can you put your IG or something in the chat so I can add it here so people can give you a follow as well?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Or you can talk and type too. People are watching. This is a
Hey,
live
hey guys,
stream, bro.
my name is
Introduce
Solomon.
yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Solomon Uyelumo. I'm originally from Nigeria, and I've been wholesaling for almost 2 years now. So this is my second year wholesaling real estate, and basically I'm a wholesaler, and I'm looking to like grow in the business and also do investing like cash flow Mamadou and cash flow Diallo, and also fix and flip. So yeah, I'm based in Miami, Florida, but I wholesale in Maryland and also in Florida. So if you guys
Nice,
want to squad up, like I say, I'm down for that.
nice, nice. Are you mostly you're mostly cold calling, right? Yourself right now.
Yeah, right now I'm mostly cold calling.
Got it. Okay. And what is that cold calling experience look like? Because I know a lot of people out here have the fear of picking up the phones and getting those cold calls. I see a lot of newbies. By the way, if you're a newbie, I see a lot of newbies make this mistake. You know, they start doing this business. They don't have any prior experience with, real estate and none of it actually. And what they do is they directly start by investing into a virtual assistant because they're mostly afraid of making the calls themselves.
Mhm.
And because they don't have any experience, I've had a lot of newbies call me. They have their virtual assistants generating leads, but they're afraid of following up. And they don't have the experience to follow up anyway. So they're wasting a lot of money on marketing and all that fun stuff. So guys, if you're squatting up with other people, you have a VA, the VA is cold calling, you handing over those leads, to someone like me, like Daryl, like a Solomon, somebody that is already experienced in talking to, um, how do you call it, sellers, then, you know, it's a good investment. But if you just like generating those leads, you're not following up on it, you're afraid, and it's just sitting there in your CRM until it's dead, right? You're wasting a lot of marketing money. You're wasting your family's money. So be mindful of that. And also, like managing virtual assistants, guys, can become a full-time job. So if you have no experience yourself, you don't know what those, sellers conversation looks like when you call people. You don't know what a follow-up look like. You don't know what, like, it's gonna be hard for you to train a virtual assistant, period. It's gonna be really, really tough for you to train a virtual assistant. So with that being said, before you spend your money, make sure you do it the right way. Either hire a VA if you're newbie, you never called someone, but make sure you're squatting up with at least a closer that will help you close those leads, so you're not just spending marketing money out of the window. Okay. So, bro, let's get into it. So, you in Miami, and you said you've been doing wholesaling for about 2 years.
I basically I started wholesaling November of 2020, and I was playing basketball then in college,
Oh,
and
nice.
during COVID, remember, we've been trying to do deal for a long time.
I know, I
I
know.
Yeah, so that then I started full time wholesaling March of last year,
Hmm.
and yeah, so
Right,
basically
right.
a year going to 2 years now.
Awesome, awesome, dude. And what got you? What gets you started? How did you discover wholesaling?
Well, so for me, I'm from Nigeria basically, and I'm from like a really small, I'm from a really small town in like Nigeria, like the outskirts. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, so
Okay,
I'm from the outskirts of like Lagos. And
okay.
where I grew up is like you don't see skyscrapers, you don't see any like extravagant building. You see nice
Mhm.
bungalows and like small houses.
Right.
But then I started playing basketball. Then I went to the city to play basketball for like a year. I didn't really
Hmm.
express much like that. But when I came to America,
Hmm.
Miami, I saw hotels, like big hotels. I was
Right.
like, I basically, me and my adopted mom, like my mom, we talk about this. Like the first time, I was like, how did they build this? Like, how did they
Right.
connect this and that? I was
Right.
intrigued in like that, like the development of like
Right.
building and stuff like that. But then I knew you need a lot of money to get into that.
Right.
So I was playing basketball. Then during COVID,
Hmm.
basically I had two injuries
Okay.
playing basketball to surgery. Then during my surgery, my recovery period, I
Hmm.
started watching a lot of YouTube and like real estate YouTube. Then during COVID, I came across Max Maxwell, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Yo, you don't need."
Expand on that. I'll be right back. Expand on that.
Okay, so I came across Jerry Nordin. He was talking about you don't need money to get into real estate. Max Maxwell was saying the same thing, and the crazy thing is that I started with on market properties. So how I started
Okay.
real estate with like on market property,
Oh,
talking
on
to
market. So you were
yeah,
like calling like agents?
calling like agent, and like for me, I thought that was so easy to talk to agent because they're professional. They're gonna
Right.
just they're gonna tell you the information that you need. You don't have to like you don't have to like try to like work your
Bro.
way around it. Like they want to sell, they're gonna tell you the information you need. So, but it's just
Right.
with that, it's just like a numbers game. So you gotta
Right.
call a lot of them. And Jerry Nutting was like giving you like a whole like he's gonna call agent on the phone live, like on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
watching that calling agents and stuff like that.
Right.
Then I closed my first deal
Mm-hmm.
in Christmas, and hey, then I
Oh, on
switched.
Christmas.
Yeah, I closed my first deal Christmas of 2020.
Bro, that's sick.
Yeah,
That is sick, bro. That's like the best Christmas gift ever because that's like the proof of concept, right?
yeah, bro. Yeah,
That,
yeah,
that
exactly.
first deal is that proof of concept. It's like everybody's looking at you like, what is this guy doing? Wasting his time, not doing anything during the day. I know that feeling. And then when you get that first check, proof of concept, that's huge, dude. That is awesome, dude.
Yeah, the funny thing about it is that I remember going back during after COVID, and we had to go back to school,
Mm-hmm.
and we're traveling with the basketball team. In the hotel, I'll be calling sellers. People I'm
Nice.
people I'm rooming with, they'll be like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
Right.
I'll be calling sellers and stuff like that. But yeah, it is interesting.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I used to part-time drive lifts and full-time do real estate. I used to call from my car and same questions all the time when I would like step out the car and talk to like my, I guess, other lifts colleagues. Like, dude, what you doing? Why you always have your computer open on the passenger side while you waiting for the people and making calls? I'm like, dude, I'm doing real estate, and they be laughing. Oh, really? I'm doing real estate. You know, that's great, dude. That's really good to hear. I didn't hear your story before, but that's an awesome one, dude. That's
Yeah.
cool. So when you get your, so most people when they get their first check, then they start hiring VAs to make the cold calls for them and all that fun stuff. Is there a reason why you still doing your own cold calls?
Well, so I got my first check, and
Mhm.
so it was Christmas. I bought some Christmas stuff with a check. It was like a
Okay.
$7,000 deal. I bought some
Mhm.
Christmas stuff with it. I didn't really know, and I started watching Max Maxwell a lot. And he
Right.
was like, "Yo, don't hire VA. Get
Right.
know the stuff, like
Mhm.
do it yourself and stuff like that." So I just put the money into getting more, getting prop streams and getting more lead and like skip tracing stuff. That's how I put
Get it,
more
get it,
into that.
get it momentum first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true, man. Okay, great, awesome. All right, so let's talk about this deal, right? One is like I said, the first question people is gonna ask on this deal is like, what lists, what magic list did Solomon pull to get this lead? What was that list?
Well, these I was just playing. I was just playing with like lists, like just trying to like add some filters to it. But it's mostly like absentee owners with like two properties or
Okay,
more in
okay,
Baltimore.
okay.
And yeah, that's the list. It's mostly like absentee owner
So
with
the
like
list was not magic at all.
no, it wasn't.
Got it. Okay. And then when you called, so you called the lady. What was her motivation for selling?
So
You can read
she's
her.
yeah, basically she said she has the house. She doesn't stay in there. Her brother stays in there. The house
Mm-hmm.
need full rehab,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't want to deal with it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, I don't want to sell right now. Give me a call back some other time. Like give me a call back in like 6 months or something like that.
Okay.
So
So how long did it take you? Like, did you had to do any like lot of follow-ups with this lady?
I didn't have to do a lot of follow up because she said give me a call back in like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, okay. So I gave her a call back in 6 months, and she was like, yeah, I'm ready to sell.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, she said, yeah, I'm ready to sell. Then she was like, give me a call back. I mean, I did like up to like 7 follow-ups with her, just
Mm-hmm.
give me a call back and like trying to talk to her and see what would work for her before I even brought you into it.
So let me get, so the first time that she told you call me in 6 months, did you wait for the 6 months or did you call her in between as well?
So I called her once in between. She said, I remember you. I told you to call me back in 6 months. So
Right.
yeah, then I called her back in 6 months.
That is a great point, right? She says she remember you. That means you did something. I mean, consciously or unconsciously, you did something on the call that you had with her that made you stand out, right?
Mhm,
Number one is really easy to remember. Like your voice is kind of unique, right?
mhm,
But you probably did something that made her because there's only probably multiple ways that a seller will remember your name. Is either like you built such a great rapport. What do I mean by rapport? By rapport, I mean credibility, right? You don't build rapport through talking about cats and dogs and all that fun stuff. You build credibility, you build rapport through credibility, right? Once people think you're credible, you can perform, and they can smell that, like they can see through your confidence, how you talk on the phone. You sound like you know what you're talking about. You've been doing this, all that fun stuff. Is either that, right, or you provided a solution to them that nobody else did, or you being the most persistent,
Mhm.
and so they save your number or whatever. But you have to do something for them to remember your name. That is awesome, dude. So 6 months later, you called her back and she was like she's ready to go. How did you figure out? So first and first, I get this question all the time. Hey, Mamadou, how do you market to creative leads? How do you market for creative deals, right? Did you purposely market this deal because you were looking for a creative finance deal?
No, so actually with this lead, when I called her the first time, she was like I owe a lot on the property. Then
Right.
what I told her was like, hey, like I know you, like we buy properties different
Hmm.
ways,
Hmm.
and I don't know anything about creative finance. But
Hmm.
I know of you, and we've tried to do a deal before. So I was like, hey, we buy something different ways. Like if cash doesn't work, we could do something else for you. But let me just know what's going on first. So yeah, so
Hmm.
when she said she call her back,
Hmm.
that's when we talked about it,
Hmm.
and we knew how much she owed, and I was like, okay, I can't, I gotta call you to like figure out what to do with this deal.
Got it. So you didn't try to explain anything. You talked to a seller. From what you could tell, a cash offer might would have been tight,
Yeah,
and you already knew somebody in your circle that understands creative finance, and you knew, like, how did you? I don't even remember how we connected. How did you get to know me again? I
yeah,
forgot
bro.
how we connected.
I think it was last year, like beginning of last year. It was one deal, one
Mhm.
lead in
Mhm.
Virginia.
Right.
Now the lady said, "Hey, call me back on Wednesday to come check it out." And I
Hmm.
was like, "Yeah, I'll give you a call back on Friday." Then I remember you telling me something. You're like, "Yeah, if she said call me back on Monday,
Hmm.
don't tell her you call on Friday. Go check it
Right.
out Monday. Like send someone there immediately to go check it out." So, yeah, I remember that, and I remember also she was like, "How should I send you the pictures or stuff like that?" I said, "Send it through my phone." Then you said something. You said, "Hey, always tell them to send it through email. You got to keep it professional." So
Right. Right.
I remember that. So yeah, so that deal fell
Mhm.
through. It didn't go through, and
Mhm.
I just know you do creative finance,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because there's a lot of people that also ask the question, if I talk to somebody and they're interested in creative finance, how do I pitch it? This and that. Guys, it takes practice, right? I've been part of the Sotu community with Pace Morby for about 2 years now. And it takes time. It takes time to practice it. You got to do it over and over again. So DMing somebody or text messaging somebody or calling them on the phone and thinking, somebody's going to give you a quick script is really tough. So usually what you really want to do is to plant the seeds. You just want to plant the seeds. What does that mean? That means if you talk to a seller as a wholesaler, you understand that, what, a cash offer don't make sense, right? As a wholesaler, if you know how to comp, or you reach out to people that know how to comp to help you out, right? And so once you do that, all you do is you leverage. If you're the type of person that builds connections, right, that builds relationships, because Solomon reached out to me before, we've talked before, and he saw and he knew I was doing creative finance. He knew I was putting myself out there as somebody that can close potential creative leads, right? That's the reason why he reached out to me. He didn't reach out to me because my name is Mamadou. He reached out because we did talk. I did add some value to him, and also he didn't try to explain the seller, like this seller, right? He didn't try to explain the terms. All he told the seller, this is how you plant the seeds. I was like, listen, I don't think a cash offer works, but there is a creative way that we may be able to help you out if you're open to it. If you're at least open to listening to that option. He didn't try to explain anything. He literally just got me on the phone with the seller. Now he planted the seed, and the seller said, "I am open to it." Because I also get, Solomon, I get those calls and text messages all the time. People say, "Hey, I have a lead and they're interested in creative finance." And when I ask them the question, "Did you ask the seller if the seller is interested in creative finance?" They go, "No, no, no, I didn't, but a cash offer don't work." Well, that doesn't mean they will be open to creative finance. You gotta ask the question. And the reason being is because if I leave what I'm doing and hop on the phone with a seller, I don't want to waste my time. If they want to know what subject to is, they can literally Google it, right? We don't get on the phone to explain to people what subject to is, right? We get on the phone to explain how subject to could solve their problem. How is that the solution? But we don't jump in to start explaining and giving definitions. They can literally Google it. It's a legal transaction, been done for 100 years, right? It's not something new, right? So he did a great job. So and another thing also, if you're reaching out to people for help, you have to like reach out to people. Like there's a right and wrong way to reach out to people. Like Solomon, I knew every time Solomon hit me up, he actually have a seller that has a problem. He's not just hitting me up just with what if scenarios, right? Hypothetical scenarios. Maybe this, maybe that, right? So I knew by jumping on the phone with him, we'll actually talk to somebody who is open to having that conversation and we might be able to help a seller out. So I jumped in, we made it happen. And guys, there's no magic list, okay? Creative finance, listing a property, cash, all those things are just different tools in your tool belt, and you use them depending on what the problem the seller has. You're looking for motivated sellers. So the most important thing you can spend your time on is finding that motivation. Once you find the motivation, then you use the right solution, the right tool to solve that problem. And this seller right here, the solution Solomon understood is sub two, right, Solomon?
Yeah.
Did you kind of like I know you have a vague idea of what subject to is basically,
Hmm.
right? Probably your thing is maybe explaining it properly, right? And structuring it mechanically in the back end, right?
Correct.
Was that kind of okay? Got it. And what did the seller? Did the seller like? I don't recall my conversation with the seller. It's been such a long time, but
Yes, it's been 6 months.
it's been 6 months, right?
Yeah, 6 months.
Right.
So basically, I came to you and you are like, ask her if she's open to novation or subject to. You're like, hey, this is how it works. Novation is tell her
Mhm.
we're gonna partner up with her, fix the
Mhm.
property up, and whatever money we agree on, we're gonna give her the money, and we
Right.
first do our rehab cost. And you also explain sub two, and you're like, hey, present this offer to her and see which one she likes better,
Right.
right? So I presented
Mhm.
to her and she was like, she go innovation. And I came back
Mhm.
to you, hey, she
Mhm.
said she's gonna go innovation. And I think
Mhm.
we went to see the property and innovation won't work.
Yeah. Yeah. The
So
numbers
then
were
you,
too tight.
yeah. So then
Numbers
you're
were.
like, then you jumped on the phone and explained subject two to her in a better
Right.
way,
Right.
and she got it. She was open to that.
Right. So that's the thing, guys, right? Like you have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to offer multiple solutions sometimes to the salary. Like for example, when Solomon brought it to me, I was looking at the deal. It doesn't seem like it needs a lot of work. It's in Baltimore now. Sometimes the issue in Baltimore is that comping these properties is challenging. Like you can have a 300,000 property next to a 100,000 property, right? The
Mhm.
comps are over the place, so it was a little bit tough to comp. The property seemed like it needed light reno. So what I was thinking first is, you know what? Maybe we could do innovation. What is innovation, guys? Innovation is when we partner up with the sellers. We come in. We don't go to a hard money lender to raise the money. We actually have the seller carry the note on the property, and we just bring the fund for the rehab. We renovate the property. We list it. We and once we sell it in the back end, then the seller get cashed out or get paid. So that was my first strategy when I came on the phone. I was like, this might be a quick one, right? But then when we walked in, the property so happened to need more work than we thought, right, Solomon?
Right.
So there was
Yeah.
no meat on the bone to be able to do a fix and flip. A novation, you can only do a fix and flip with that option, guys. Second option, I was like, you know what? Then perfectly fine. Let's just do a subject to. What is a subject to, guys? Subject to is when we literally just take over the seller's mortgage. That's it. We take over the seller's mortgage. We're not assuming the mortgage. We're taking over their payments. Right now, we're responsible for their payments. We take over title and deed. We own the property. And then, depending on the scenario, like this seller, we just gave her, some money in her pocket for basically moving expense and all that fun stuff. And that's all she wanted, right? And so the reason it took so long, it was few liens that need to be addressed on the property. Title search took forever, and the seller was also a little bit slow on certain things. And there's always something that come up, a title that seller never told you about. They don't tell you about the water liens, the tax liens, the county liens. There's a lot of things that comes a title that you didn't expect. So you got to pivot, change numbers, and all that fun stuff, right? So this property we took it over sub two, so it's going to be a buy and hold essentially, right, Solomon? So it's going to be a buy and hold. Okay. Now, initially, also, guess what? I wanted to, because I saw, like, I looked at it, I was like, if we wholesale this property, we're probably going to make $7,000. Which is nothing, right? But if I'm able to go to a private lender, bring money to the table, and keep it as a buy and hold, you can cash flow on this property probably between 800 to 900 bucks, right? But you've got to be able to raise that money first, right? Right. And so at first I wanted to close on the property, keep it as a buy and hold, fix it up, and then refinance it when we're done, right? Some people are familiar with the BRRRR method, right? Buy, rehab, rent, and repeat. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the SIR method. I'm talking about you sub to the property, you buy it sub to, okay? You renovate it, you rent it out, and you repeat. That's the SIR method. That's not the BRRRR method, right? On the SIR method, we don't need all that hard money BS, right? But guess what? That also didn't work because the numbers are too tight. And another thing I realized is when you buy in the property subject to, Solomon, usually guess what? These people have been paying that mortgage for 10, 12 years, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you have a mortgage, if you know anything about mortgages, the first 10 to 12 years, you mostly pay interest, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you think about it, if you buy a property subject to, and you go and refinance it, the refinancing is literally just you going to the bank and taking a new loan, right? Right. So you're basically going to the bank and saying, hey, I want a new loan for 30 years. But then I thought about it, I'm like, look, wait, they've been paying this loan here that is already in place. I'm just taking it over. I don't have to qualify for it. They didn't check my credit, and they already paid over 10 years on this loan, probably 12 or 15 years, right? So I only have maybe 10 years to go, and the house is paid off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to refinance it. I'm going to bring the private lender and hold it just the way it is. And that's what we ended up doing. It was a little challenging to close on it, but we ended up making it happen, right? So what do you think? What do you think you've learned? Because I remember the call, we did it on a three-way, right?
Correct.
What do you think you've learned so far in terms of, like, if you're talking to a seller, how to, explain I would say the sub two process properly?
So since the call, I've been going to the VO. Shout out to Daryl, like Keston.
Daryl, Keston, my guy.
Yeah, I basically learned a lot about that and just creative finance in general. Mm-hmm. And your question was, how do I explain it to them?
Like, are you now able to explain it better than just planting the seeds?
Yeah. Basically, I think now I'm not there yet, but I'm way better in explaining it than how I was before when we spoke to the lady. So yeah.
Nice. One thing. What would you give? So what advice would you give to a wholesaler that is trying to squat up with a creative finance closer? There's a lot of people that want to squat up. They need help on their leads, but they do it the improper way. They call with a lot of hypothetical questions. They don't have sellers that actually are ready to have the conversation, you know, or like they're literally just texting you and calling you, but they really don't have a problem in hand you can help them solve. What would you say is the right way to reach out to a closer when you run into these problems?
So basically, what I've learned from you and from Daryl and from
Hmm.
Keston is like when you're talking to them, the first option is to give them a cash offer. So if the
Right.
cash offer doesn't work, by
Hmm.
then you already know their motivation, why they're selling, all those pains, like stuff about the property, and you have to build rapport. So if the cash offer doesn't work, then you could ask them, hey, if they're open to terms.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So and terms could mean seller finance, sub two, cash out refi,
Yeah.
yeah, going like that. So then you take it to the closer, and for them to actually talk to the seller and explain what terms will be beneficial to help them out with their problems.
Right. Mhm.
Mhm.
And what did you find the common objection? Because like I know talking to a seller is always the same objection, especially when it's sub two. Like seller finance, most people are familiar with it. Subject two is what really like it's like out of this world. Like people is like, oh my god, where do you come from? What type of alien country do you come from? What are you talking about? You can take over my mortgage. You're not assuming it. What? And then you can take over title and deed. What? So the question is mostly like mechanics. How am I protected?
Mhm.
What happens if you default? All that fun stuff, right?
Right.
And once you overcome that, guys, is like it's the best thing ever because you save yourself so much time and energy having to go through hard money lenders, dealing with all that nonsense, and you can just literally just focus on your entry fee, which is cash to seller, closing fees, renovation, holding cost, and marketing costs, right? You can just focus on those type of things. And Salomon, one thing I'm gonna talk about, I want to talk about also before we go, okay? It's the patience when it comes to creative deals. Because I've noticed with you, I JV with a lot of people, and a lot of people like, dude, they will like bug the hell out of you. They will send you one lead or two leads, and you're talking to these leads, and every single day they're like probably not even following up on the other sellers. They're just sitting and counting on that one deal.
Mhm.
And if that deal doesn't pencil out, guess what? Their whole world just you
Okay.
know they start blaming you for all the financial issues they're going through. So I would say one thing I did appreciate JVing with you is your patience, right? You didn't bug me a lot. You knew it's going. You just asking. I think every 2 week you checking in, seeing how things are going. But you had patience. You know it was gonna happen. You know I got in. You know I talked to the seller. You know we solving the problem. You didn't bug me every single day. Oh, I got my bills to pay. Where's right?
Mhm.
And another thing I noticed, you kept taking action too, because you kept calling me with new problems.
Right.
Right? We actually right now you have a deal in escrow
Yeah.
that we're going to partner up on
Uh
as
huh.
a fix and flip, right? Which
Right.
is also is that's a cash deal, but you kept calling. You didn't wait for this one deal. I see a lot of people do that. They send you one lead that they're hoping, even if you put it on a contract, that they're hoping is going to close, and so they start counting their chickens before they hatch, and they don't take any more action. And the reality is, through experience, I've learned do not count your money until your money gets in. Number one, don't spend tomorrow's money because deals can always fall through. It can fall through because of the buyer, it can fall through because of the seller, it can fall through because of finances, it can fall through because of title issues. There's so many things that comes with a real estate transaction that there is no guarantee that the deal is actually going to close until you receive that check in your account, right?
Mhm.
So like that's what I appreciated with you is that you kept taking action. You kept throughout the whole process while this deal was going, you still hit me up with new problems. That means you kept on calling your sellers. You still called me asking questions about other things. So that means I see a lot of people they do the contrary. They send you one lead and they don't do anything else. Every day when they hit you up is about that same lead. So guys, don't make that mistake because there is no guarantee that the deal is actually going to close. It's a lead until it closes. Then it becomes a deal. Just FYI, right? So that's something else also that I think people need to keep in mind. But yeah, bro, really appreciate you coming up here. I think people would learn from this that number one, there is no magic list. That's one takeaway. Number two, don't be afraid to get on the phones and cold call. Right? I think Solomon, nobody dies from cold calling, right? What
No,
is the worst thing that can happen to you from cold calling? Like, what is the worst thing?
I think they hang up on you or they cuss you out. That's it.
So, I
Yeah,
mean, your brothers is cussing you out every day. Your cousins is cussing you out. Your wife is cussing you out. Your girlfriend is. Everybody's cussing you out already. Like when you're driving on the highway, people are cussing you out, right? You already got used to it. So what? Right? At the end of the day, even when people hang up on you, you still have your birthday, right? So guys, just take action. Just take action. Don't be afraid. The worst thing that can happen to you is a no, and a no just gets you closer to a yes, right? And here's another thing: if you're struggling, you gotta surround yourself. Here's the thing that Solomon did. He surrounded himself with winners. These guys show up every single day on Keston's virtual office. Keston is one of my brothers, one of my friends from the Sub 2 community. Daryl Ellison always in that virtual office, and everybody's making calls. It's actually an office where you show up, you do the work, right? And so he surrounded himself with positivity every single day. I see Solomon on Marlon's morning mindset coffee every single day, right, Solomon?
yes.
So the guy is surrounded, and actually, one time Solomon called me, was like, "Mamadou, gonna be my man. Like, you gonna help me?" He didn't give me no choice. It was like, "Mamadou, you're gonna help me." But the reason I entertain that, guys, is because he's an action taker. He takes action. And every time he calls me, he actually calls me with an actual problem, not hypothetical scenarios, right? So that's really important, guys. So surround yourself, change your circle, like find some battle buddies every single day that will help you. Because it is boring, Solomon. Would you agree? Like if you
It
call
is.
in by yourself, sitting in your room, like you're not in a virtual office with Kesson, isn't it boring?
It is boring.
It's boring. You're gonna give up. At some point, you're gonna give up. I've done it. I've done it for 8 months, dude. I've cold called myself for 8 months. It is boring. But guess what? It's those boring activities that will get you where you want to be. So you want to keep doing them. The only thing is you want to find battle buddies. And another thing, Solomon, I don't know if you do this, Solomon, but in the sub two community we do it a lot. Is role playing. Do you role play?
I don't role play. I used to, but I don't role play anymore. Just I haven't found
Okay.
anybody to role play with like consistently. But yeah,
Then that's one thing I want you to write on your to start lists.
okay.
If you were if I was your mentor, dude, I would be pulling your ears right now. Like role playing is not an option, is a must. Just think about you were playing basketball,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Okay, just think about going to your coach and saying, "Hey, I want to be in the game, but you never show up for practice. I want to be a good 3-point shooter. I want to be like what's this guy's name? I don't really watch sports that a lot, guys. But is it
Steph
Corey?
Curry. Steph Curry.
Huh? Steph Curry. Thank you. Do you really think you will be like that without practice?
Yeah.
You gotta practice, right? So in the real estate world, when it comes to sales and closing sellers and all that fun stuff, dude, the role play, that's where the practice happens. So if you cold calling, daily, and you're following up on leads, you're doing everything yourself. If you're not role playing, like you gotta if you don't have like for me, I'm in sub two, so we do it within sub two, right? We have what we call the daily dial, and then we have the nightly dial. It's where people literally just show up as a whole community, and we literally role play back to back, right? If you don't have that, guess what you do? You find yourself a battle buddy. What is a battle buddy? It's somebody every single day. You guys will set time between you two to role play one on one. You choose scenarios that you struggling with,
Hmm.
right? Objection that you've been dealing with, and you role play that objection. Like let's say you talked to a seller yesterday, and they brought up objection to you that you didn't know what to answer. You can take that scenario. You should normally have a notebook and you call it an objection book. That's where you write all your objections. right? If a seller tell you something, I didn't know what to say here. You write it down. The next day, guess what you do? You go to your battle buddy and you guys role play the scenario and you role play how to overcome that objection. It'll do it. It will make you so better, so much better on the phone. So as a basketball player, bro, that you need to translate that basketball practice into the real estate. If you're not doing that, make sure you do it. Guys, make sure you role play. If you're not role playing, you're definitely missing out. Then you trade in this business as a hobby. Okay. Solomon, they're asking what's your IG in IG here. People want to connect with you in Florida. Now I did put your IG here on the stream live here, not on IG. You can go on the IG live if you are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'll go in IG live right now.
Okay. You can go on IG live and post it on there so people have it. Ooh, Mr. Mindset Marlon is in the house. All right, guys, make sure, I'm telling you right now, if you don't have battle buddies, if you're not part of a community, then find yourself battle buddies, man. You got to role play. You got to role play. You got to practice this thing. You know what I mean? Marlon, thank you so much, man. I was talking about the Mindset Coffee, Morning Mindset Coffee right now. It's Mr. Solomon, man. I was saying, like, people tap in. Marlon is right here. Tap into that. Like, if you want to start your morning right, the right mindset, and go get it, like, I'm telling you right now, get in there. Make sure you get in there. Tap in. All right. Solomon,
Yes,
let's
sir.
do more deals. Congrats on your first creative deal. Marlon, I just helped Solomon close his first creative deal. He got paid today, bro.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's do more. Let's get some Airbnbs in Miami Beach, dude. I'm actually about to do innovation there, so I might have you go. It's early in the morning. It's at 7 a.m. EST time, Eastern time, morning mindset coffee, guys. Tap in. Marlon, put it in the live chat, bro. Have people tap in. All right, Solomon. So let's do more deals, dude.
Hey, for sure.
Hopefully this fix and flip will work out. I think this will be a light one. All right.
Yeah, I'm
But
excited for it.
yeah, keep going, bro. We're gonna have another show where we're gonna talk about more like the African community in this business. I don't know if you network with a lot of them, but I don't know a lot of Africans in the space,
Hmm.
but we definitely need to change that.
Yes, sir. I
All right.
agree with you. I agree with you on that.
All right.
Hmm.
All right, bro. What anything else you want to say to the people before newbies? Like, let me ask you this: if you were to go back day one when you didn't know nothing about wholesaling, nothing at all, what would you do different?
Squad up.
Squat up, guys.
Yeah,
Squat up.
yeah.
What
Okay.
is squat up means for a newbie
Like
that don't know what the word means?
I just partner up with people like JV, and if you have a deal, bring it to someone that knows more about it. Like Dispo acquisition, you guys just partner up on it.
There you go, guys. Squat up, literally, man. Just squat up with people that have the skills you don't have. Basically, that's what it is. You're running into sellers that have problems you cannot solve. You don't have the experience. They have raised their hand. They say they have motivation. Reach out to people that know how to close those leads. Have them help you out close it. I see a lot of people lose deals because they rather have zero of nothing than 50% of something. Even Einstein cannot help you with that math. I don't understand how that works, but that's a mindset issue. But that's another topic for another day. Guys, thank you so much for watching the Bold Effect, guys, with Mr. Solomon, straight from Nigeria to Miami, killing
Yeah, thank you so
it in the
much.
wholesale game. And we out, guys. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.